Welcome to the Intuitive Creators Podcast. I'm Mandee, a yoga teacher, artist, and spiritual guide. This space is for the artists, dreamers, visionaries, and soul-led humans who create from intuition, not just ambition. Here, we don't just make things, we feel them into existence. I've kind of always known that creativity was more than just making something pretty. As an intuitive creator, I don't follow trends, I follow truth. And I know if you're here, you probably feel the same way. Maybe your art doesn't fit into a box. Maybe your path has never made logical sense. Maybe you've spent years trying to name or define what you do, when really what you do is feel, alchemize, and birth beauty into the world. This podcast is a space for us, the ones who know creativity is sacred. My intention for this podcast is to offer honest, heart-opening conversations about what it really means to live as a creator in today's world. Not just creatively, but intuitively. This space exists for the creators who feel like outsiders in a fast-paced, profit-driven society. The ones who see through the noise, who long to bring more beauty, healing, and depth into the world through their gifts. I wanted to create this because I believe we need more real talk around the creative process, spiritual entrepreneurship, emotional resilience, and the unseen labor that goes into living a soul-aligned life. I want to speak to the struggles we often keep hidden: burnout, self-doubt, scarcity mindset, the pressure to perform, and the quiet courage it takes to trust your inner voice. As a yoga teacher, spiritual mentor, visual artist, and intuitive guide, I've walked many paths, often simultaneously, all grounded in one truth: my creativity is my compass. This podcast is an extension of that path. A place to explore what happens when we stop asking for permission and start honoring our own timing, our own rhythm, our own vision. So whether you're creating through movement, design, writing, teaching, healing, or simply the way you live your life, this space is for you. You'll hear solo episodes, intuitive insights, and soul reflections meant to inspire you, challenge you, and remind you that your voice, your energy, and your creations matter. This isn't just about creating art. It's about becoming art. It's about embodiment, alignment, expression. It's about remembering that being an intuitive creator is not only valid, it's vital. So take a deep breath, come home to yourself, and let's create something real together. All right, I hope you're ready for a truth moment, because I am. You might be feeling like your gifts don't fit into one title. That's okay. You're not here to fit. You're here to flow. And your creations, your words, your art, your energy, they matter more than you know. And if you've ever doubted yourself or felt like the world doesn't get you, let this be your reminder. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're a soul-led creator living in a society that often forgets what soul feels like. This world glorifies certainty, speed, and results. But you live in nuance, in stillness, in waves of inspiration that don't always arrive on schedule. Your process is not linear. Your success may not look traditional, and still, it is valid. It is powerful. It is sacred. You are not meant to mass produce energy. You are here to channel essence. Some days you'll feel electric, ideas pouring in like waterfalls. Other days, silence, stillness, integration. That doesn't mean you're lost. It means you're in rhythm with something bigger than productivity. You're dancing with the divine, creating from the unseen. You're here to remember what others forgot, that beauty heals, that energy speaks, that feeling is a form of knowing. And even when it's hard, when you're tired, unseen, or questioning your path, trust that the work you're doing simply by being fully yourself is already shifting something. Your light is real. Your voice is needed. Your vision matters. You were never meant to fit into one lane. You are the landscape. Oh, that sounds awesome. I love that. So keep painting your truth. Keep writing your magic. Keep showing up in the ways only you can. This space, this podcast, this community, it's for you. The intuitive, the multi-passionate, the ones who create from heart, not hype. You're not behind. You're not too much. You're right on time. So for the sake of this being the first episode and me being completely terrified to put this out there, because it is very terrifying when we put new things out into the world, especially ones that we don't have any certainty around. We don't know what the outcome is going to be. So I figured I would answer questions that I have taken from social media, my own personal social media. If you are not following me, I invite you to on Instagram. I am Mandee with 2 E's, Rose Artist. Yay! So one of my really wonderful friends asked me, any tips for getting motivated? And honestly, I would go about asking yourself, what does motivation really look like in daily habits? For me, it doesn't always look super productive. I'm a manifester in human design, so for me, I flow spontaneously. So when I'm motivated, that's my indicator to create. And sometimes that just means like I'm motivated to clean something, and sometimes that means I'm making room for my next creation. So any tips for getting motivated? It depends on you. I would take stock of your daily habits and what makes you feel like you're aligned to your own goals, the things that you want, and things that really feel wholesome and right to you. I know that that's not necessarily a clear answer, but sometimes there are no clear answers when it has to do with an individual. So like I give you random tips, right? But those things may not work for you. And I would rather give you an intuitive answer, something for you to explore, than for you to try a bunch of random things and they don't work out. So that's my 2 cents. Hope you enjoy that. How do I stay true to my creative voice when it feels like no one is watching, listening, or engaging? This is an awesome, and I really mean awesome, question. I still feel these things as a creator, as an artist, myself, and I think it depends on the moment. Sometimes it's what I'm consuming, and therefore I will reframe what it is I'm consuming and say that this is not a reflection of my art or what I'm doing. It's just something that I might be enjoying, and maybe this is somebody's path that is further along than mine. That's fine. Or maybe it's a moment to light a fire under my ass. Because sometimes we need that. Sometimes we need to get motivated. So sometimes I see something and I'm like, oh, I had an idea that was similar to that. What the heck? I should have pursued that. And it's not to judge myself, but it is to motivate me. If I can take it as something that's positive, amazing. But say I do, in fact, internalize it and I judge myself for it, then I know that I need to reframe that once again and remind myself that there's such a beauty in being patient with yourself and the process in which you evolve and how you grow. So, yeah, people are not watching. Yeah, people are not listening. People are not engaging. But you don't actually really know that. You really don't. Unless somebody comes and tells you that they personally don't care for your content, which kindly just tell them to F off. You don't create for other people, you create for you. And that is my firm belief. That doesn't have to be yours. How do I balance creating from intuition with the need to make money or build a business? Ooh, this is a really great question too. Okay, so to me, how I interpret this question is balancing practical with spiritual. And you don't have to be a spiritual person to understand this this concept by any means. So balancing creating from intuition, I kind of already said it in the last answer. So you create for you, you don't create for other people. Right? So sometimes your creations really have to be, I like this. I think this is great. I think this reflects who I am. And that's enough. That's plenty. That's more than plenty, right? But if your goal is to make money and to build a business, there still has to be elements of that, but also thinking about, what does my audience, my already built up audience, want? What do they really enjoy from me the most? And that can just be a piece of who you actually are, but then you go deeper into that. So every creator is different. Some people are, so much more rebellious than that. They just literally are completely themselves in their creations, and that's amazing. That's wonderful. I would consider that like more of a rebellious artist and more of like a disruptor type, right? But some of us just create from our minds, what we see. Some of us create from things that, somebody else told us, like, hey, I really like when you sew this thing. This is super cool. I want to have 1 million of them. I want to gift them to all my friends and family. Well, then that tells you a whole lot, that something that you're already doing is needed and it's wonderful and you can make money from it. Hooray! What do I do when I feel overwhelmed by inspiration, but paralyzed when it comes to taking action? Oh, yeah. Oh, babes, sirs. Perfectionism. It is the thief of many amazing, joyful experiences that you could be having. Perfectionism sucks, and I don't believe that it helps any of us. So when you're overwhelmed by inspiration, just write it all down. Get it out of you however it needs to. Let it flow in the moment and ride the entire wave of inspiration. Whether you think it's really random or it's stupid, just do it, okay? But then when you get paralyzed when it comes time to take the action of putting it out there, don't let that stop you. You are going to make some crappy art. You're going to make some crappy creations. And you know what? You're also going to improve all those things. So how can you build and become better? You got to suck sometimes. So allowing yourself to be paralyzed with the fear of not knowing if it's going to be good enough, remind yourself that you as the creator are more than plenty. Sometimes it takes reaffirming ourselves and creating that stronger sense of self so that we can overcome that hump and say F you to fear. Now, that might sound a little rebellious and or bold coming out of my mouth. But as the Sagittarius sun in Vedic astrology that I am, I'm a firm believer in being bold sometimes, or a lot of the times. And that works for me. But it may not work for you. Maybe you're a bit more subtle, and that's fine. Take your time, but don't put it not that out there, Like, fear the missing out of the potential of feedback and you maybe being super successful on something, right? Maybe that's the paralyzation you need. That might not be the best answer, but I'm just throwing it out there as a reframe. Some people that would work for, some people probably that would create more, terror. But that's my answer. So those are my 2 cents. These are the questions that I have been given for this episode. I want to say thank you so much to everybody that threw them out there to me and allowed me to answer them live, although nobody knows about this podcast at this very moment, which is scandalous. And I low-key really love it. Because personally for me, I've learned to get a handle and control my perfectionistic behaviors and my self-sabotaging ways. So when something scares me but also inspires me, I still go ahead and I do it. Because I know that the outcome is going to be great regardless. And even if it flops, I go back to the drawing board. I change things. I adapt. I make it better. And in that way, I can figure out, okay, maybe this really wasn't for me. And then I just don't change anything. And I just don't do it again, right? If we lived in a space where we only ever created one kind of thing and we did it over and over and over again, that would be so boring. And that's not what art is. Art is the absolute opposite of boring. It is exciting. It's thrilling. It's freaking triggering. And we're supposed to be evoking emotions out of ourselves and out of others so that we can all learn and we can have an experience, a deep, intense experience. So this is my opening to a new venture, to something I've absolutely never done before. I don't have a rule book. There's no manual here, but I feel intuitively led to create this and to continue creating this and move forward in a way that feels aligned with my soul path. So I am very excited for the outcome, even if it is not what I might expect. But I'm looking forward to refining this idea to make it better, to make it stronger, but also to maybe motivate some people, inspire someone, or maybe just to light a fire under somebody's butt. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Anyways, the impact that you have is greater than you might think. And with that, my friends, my followers, and my intuitive creators out there that don't even know the impact that they have, I bid you farewell, and I hope that you come back and listen to the very next podcast episode. Thank you.